Hello, Madam Assisuma Kamhu, African Professor One, Mamus Christmas, my chief linguist, and Casamaba African Professor One unfiltered. I am filter BBI, just say, and Sonny BBI. So, as someone no crano, a dapper pet, and yet the attempt. So, when you someone else was being a substantive a poem. There's no need to insinuate, insult, or anything of that sort. Tihano, sanity is unfiltered, it's freestyle. Because so fancy me bring windows, central theme and as a topic for the video. And so, I talk about a range of issues. It's an my high unique. And to subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Anytime I may upload a new video, now can be. Tinen command person, minimum didn't find quite a if I Otumfuo Asantehene, anywhere bank officials be a visiting by quite recently by less than a week or two, a week ago. I'm saying where bank officials be visiting or Manhyia Palace about 4 or 5 days or wherever a week ago. Now some interesting conversation be and that's a pop up. Then I'm person comment here. It's so interesting to know video way in the fact and the title me say some interesting conversations, between Asantehene and some World Bank officials at Manhyia Palace. Some interesting conversations pop up or came up, between Asantehene and some World Bank officials at Manhyia Palace. Now, no, me say in Komobi, APA, very, very interesting. You just say, Utia, just say, and I say, uplifting, and I say, was some, hopeful message be APA or Asante Tema. Some World Bank officials be a meeting or Manhyia Palace. Now, na saa de wen nyina na happy a ya na nkofo bebre tinche na Asantehene ne say you see ahimfo bebre, but it's a World Bank and it's no easy. So and now many Asantehene is here. Now many is here, and the interesting thing about this conversation call and some people there. What is so interesting and answer I did PA and me dream ho kakra and say wow. During the conversation, the 242 woman say, I'm say World Bank they were trying to exploit and says there's some possibility and I said some feasibility studies be in terms of I'm say project be Pesa Kosu Ashanti region and I say Kumasi if roads near infrastructural development near a lot of stuff, and I'm say we need Ashanti region here sponsors and I say financiers. Now World Bank we all know the role they play in sub-Saharan and I said in the developing world. Now, during the conversation, Otumfuo can be said, say project be a Kosu Asante region and as Asante Memono. Say no here a bank. Say either MPP and I say NDC government, one more party be adding, but that's the implication. So we hear government be a ebebemua, a set project and director and designers instructors and those people executing the project, so Ashanti region where they should be at the source, the location of the project, because in many cases, as I'm saying, based on his experience, which is true, a lot of us know say project be why a be a say cost baby to say we also baby. Na designer na say engineers those behind the project no muti baby to say crap. So a bureaucratic entanglement, bureaucracy by the time we ne kabubro se project no crash so mu earmark mfa se bia 5 million so the project o mewie no ne ka over bear 10 million say 15 million na non transparency ne sa ne money nyina ka ho bi na em say Otumfuo Asante na o ka ho asem enti se wo bi na se o kasa no wantie ni ya obedwen se o na bia wo show yi bi na but asema wo ka na no kure wo se no se project be a cost ne se nipa no omo ye project omo execute project no said they should be living in where the project is happening. So in this case, in this context, the project, related to Kumasi development, and I said Ashanti region. And there's no need to project directors and executors and they should be living in Accra when the project is right there in Kumasi. And it's okay, American. Most of the time, Americans, even though say yes, it's a federal state near there, all Americans, one thing they don't want the central government. Everything should be dictated from Washington. They want everything. Say, I didn't happen with Georgia, the state of Georgia. Why should the directors and anyone say, etia akra? See, when the money, ate me allocating money, and I say, earmarking money, say, this is the budget for this project now. All those, the stakeholders and everything involved should be right there in Kumasi. And that's where the project is happening. And that is what Otumfuo was talking about. The fact say he won a social contract between Asante, where the project is, and I say Kumasi, and I say Asantehene, Asante on one hand, and then the sponsors, and I said the financiers of the project, which is in this case in the World Bank. And on the other hand, he want to establish a form of social contract between the World Bank and the Asante in terms of that, project. And it makes sense because successive government in Ghana, we know their track record. Say project back, it may take a lifetime. Project is be take be a 1 year, no. A bit might take be 5 years because of politics, because of that bureaucratic, say entanglement, I say bureaucratic, overreach near that, be go through all kind of process. Say chief director will sign, say sector minister sign, say maybe bro. And that is what Otumfuo was talking about, social contract. And he said, what is social contract in terms of political social contract between voters and be a government? That is not what, and I say Thomas Hab and John Locke concept of social contract. You'll be making a big mistake in this, in Asantehene, point of view. He's talking in terms of the fact that he won a social contract simply between where the project is happening, the people living in that locality, and I say the people living in that area, in this case, be a commercial and Asante region, and then a World Bank, your government be a free Accra, and I say be in there because we track record, abysmal. We know the track record. Since he can be brief for government in some previous government, some near even present government, no, and that is, I think, what Otumfuo was talking about in terms of that social contract. Because if you look at social contract in Enlightenment philosophy terms, time I will give you the modern meaning, contemporary meaning of social contract. It was when, reasons and developmental projects, and I say, what is happening in society, the interpretation should be based on reason and individual emphasis of individual right, as opposed to superstition and some no verifiable phenomena, namely in the explanation of certain things. And that's with in social contract, social contract in Otumfuo terms, all that Otumfuo was saying is simple. So instead of reason, baby, all politics are local. And why is it that BB happening with Asante region? I say, baby, to say voter region. I say, baby, to say Brahaf region. Why should those people building, executing the projects should live in Accra? And the people who identify are more affected. They should have a stake in the execution of that project. And that is exactly where Asante was coming from in terms of the usage of social contract. And then it makes sense. Because look at Otumfuo, all building the Jubilee House, and I say, some museum ultramodern, or building Manhyia Palace. Any person that tell you, I'm on 40 hours, when you say 240, no, and then the sky was, now what build it? We don't even know how long it took Otumfuo to do it. And I know, it didn't even take Otumfuo more than 2 years, and I said 3 years to build that. Look at that. And today, I said, Bibi say Otumfuo say Bibi anything involving Asante region. See, develop Asante region. Then Sikano, available the resources are there. Otumfuo to me execute to the successful end. Because why you be here, man? Obiante Mushi, Tiafren Yebeka, sword, Yebekati sword, commission, then your money might be brain who the day from Fed when you had the project to be cracked. And Otumfuo is talking about social contract. In this case, between the Manhyia Palace and those people financiers, now the BC, project in the BC, instead of putting everything in the hands of the government, our mobile sikadie and the car bo compare my ya sikadie no hunti and no mobile said be your minimum sikadino. that Otumfuo doesn't like that anymore. And they make sense. And he said that's how, and Koma make us an interesting conversation happen here when Otumfuo made the World Bank and he said social contract. Otumfuo has given a contemporary meaning, Asante meaning of social contract. And I say Ghanaian meaning of social contract. And that's no, Manhyia meaning or perspective of social contract theory. And it's simple. Social of social contract theory, simply means project all politics are local. And it's a project be happen region be and I say city be and I say town be. The people, the stakeholders, those people who are involved, those people who are in the project, impact on my life, on daily life, they should have a big say in it. And so in this case, for anything involved with Asante region this time, he doesn't need government involvement because almost track record, abysmal corruption. It's marked by corruption and over invoicing and the invoicing. Now, okay, say the project be or executing on Manhyia Palace, will be until you know. Yemfa bibia nhyane sa no onye bibia. That's exactly Otumfuo message now. That's the interesting message Otumfuo was conveying to the World Bank and to the whole Ghanaians and the world at large. Say, bibia, when we talk about social contract in terms of Manhyia interpretation of social contract, and I mean, see English language, English language is so fluid, it's so elastic. You can assign your own meaning to it, your own interpretation to it. And more beyond for social contracts, politics, so called legal, so called kivas, near that, and I could see a social contract in terms of Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, a friend said, Plato, Socrates, no more interpretation of social contract. Now, forget about that. Let's talk about Otumfuo understanding of social contract in terms of developmental project that affect his own people. That is the social contract Otumfuo said was talking about. They make sense. Now I hope say, World Bank will give a serious thought to what Otumfuo said. Now that's exactly what we need because yabre and then one Asantefo chiro na Asantefo say na me kind na me dey bia me can say obia amanfo kan Asantefo say ni say omo person mu Asantefo no ni nyina adwan ni ya form ye ni ti oni develop area afi we are na afi Jobi na Asante this, Asante crap, Asante that, ebe free ho. Obi asori nya Asante for the aye ti se dua na obi a the two brass no brass. Obi a sebi na adwene kra no wono kra onim the left from right no nya Asante this and masa and Otumfuo has taken the lead. We say he want to establish a social contract with the World Bank. Now his own interpretation of social contract, or giving meaning of social contract. And then I hope say, we all learn some useful lesson from it. And one more time, we are African Professor One Unfiltered. Subscribe, share with friends and family. And I'll talk to you another time. Have a great day. Bye.